Hey everybody, this is Peter from Roland. We're going to take an in-depth look at the TR-8S and the kind of kit design that you can do with it. The TR-8S has an updated circuit modeling engine that contains all of our classic Roland drum machines. So things like the TR-808, 909, 606, 707, 727, and more are modeled in the TR-8S. And so you can kind of change the characters on a much deeper level than what you can do with samples. It also ships with a bunch of preset sample content that has a wide variety of different types of sounds that you can use with it, like things like power tools and sound effects, and even oscillator waveforms are included here in addition to custom-made drum samples. So you can really kind of have a wide range of sounds to play with. And then it also has individual effects per track. So you can do things like filter, compression, distortion, all on the unit, all individual across all 11 tracks. So you can really kind of shape the sound on a deeper level with this drum machine. Let's talk about the circuit model TR sounds. I have this pattern pulled up called the Dark Side of ACB, which is a great example of combining different Roland drum machines into a single kit. So I'll play it for you just so you see what it sounds like. And if I hit Inst right here, I can see that there's a 909 kick, 606 snare, an 808 modded bass drum, and then other kind of 727, other kind of Roland drum machines kind of punctuating the high end. And this is a great example of kind of showing a hybrid style approach to making a drum kit. So if I mess around with the controls a little bit, I can get these kind of hybrid style sounds that I wouldn't ordinarily be able to get with, say, just the 606 or just an 808. And because I'm using ACB too, I can change the characteristics. So say even in the hi-hats here, I can change the tuning around and kind of make it sound a little bit more tinny, a little bit more dull. I can change basically the makeup of the frequency content on a much deeper level than what I'd normally be able to do with samples. So this is a huge advantage to using something like this that has that circuit modeling technology. So in addition to the TR circuit modeled sounds that you can use with the TR-8S, you can incorporate either built-in samples that come straight from Roland or your own custom samples. I have a kit set up that has a great kind of hybrid selection of these circuit model TR sounds and some of the pre-made sample content, and you can use that to your advantage. So let's just take a listen to that. So you can build a kit completely made up of samples, and that really just kind of opens up different types of genres that you can use this for. So let's take a listen to what that could sound like. So clearly there's a lot of genres you can create with the TR-8S, and the effect selection on it is pretty stellar. One thing that's really cool is that you have individual effects per track that you can use. So things like filters, compressors, distortion, and a number of other things, you can have individual per track. So for this example, I have kind of a drum and bass style kit that has synth pads loaded on each track. And then, you know, for example, this one has a low pass filter attached to it. And then this instrument has a high pass filter attached to it. Amongst other things. So, you know, you can use that to your advantage and have a much more kind of compelling performance using the control knobs, which can be assigned to different parameters there. So let's take a listen to what that sounds like in context. So in addition to the instrument-based effects, there's a number of macro-style effects, things like reverb, delay, master effects. The reverb algorithms have been reworked and sound fantastic. The delay has a bunch of different modes that you can put it in, like a tape style mode, which is really cool, which you can kind of customize on a low level and even configure the tape heads and pan them differently. I mean, it's really kind of great what you can do with it. And the master effects has a lot of different experimental types of effects like sideband filters, phasers, flangers, compression. All of this has been completely tweaked to work really well with the TR-8S. In addition to the internal effects, you have 8 assignable outputs that you can use to route any number of drums to any number of outputs. And you can use that to hook it up to guitar pedals, external gear, rack-mounted gear, pretty much anything that you want when you're producing with the TR-8S. So that combined with the saving of all of the knob settings, all the effect settings, and your routing into a kit, and having 128 kits to choose from is a super convenient feature to have, and you can instantly save and recall those whether you're performing or producing.